There was one episode you could tell. Oh, I think it was the dude that the podcast guru one. You looked high on that one, even on the videos. You're all smiling while he's talking. You're like this.
You gonna want me to be like this? They gonna want me to be like this because I'm gonna really tell the truth. You might really get a nugget. I might really drop some.
I can't wait till we have enough people that we can do call-ins. You know how Fresh and Fit of the call-in shows? Right. That'll be dope when we start doing those.
Whenever you guys are ready.
Okay, ready? Okay, we're ready. Let's do it. And we are live. You can catch us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. And we'll be right back with you, Howlers. We'll be right back.
Of 20K subscribers.
Yeah, we are literally about to. I'm sure after this episode's over, we'll be at 22,000 subscribers. So that's a big accomplishment. I know we are the #1 podcast in the Inland Empire right now. So we're taking that trophy, man. If anybody want to challenge us on that, let us know. But we got that #1 spot right now in the Inland Empire, and I'm actually happy that we got that spot. And if someone else gets it, we're gonna work harder. I like a little bit of a challenge, but yeah, man,
it's just the beginning.
Yeah, it's just the beginning.
Just the beginning stages. A lot of weeding out, and it's a process in business. It's a process in everything. Like, this is a business. This is this podcast is a business, and the first thing people try to say is they laugh and taunt it. You know what I mean? They try to say, grown men doing podcasts, ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? But most people that do podcasts and that are successful in podcasts, they have other business also.
Well, it's like, it doesn't really matter anyways. We sit around bars and restaurants and we talk.
Right.
Why not get paid for it?
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, when those people, like, say stupid shit, it's almost like, shut up, say it to our face. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are lames, dude. And most of them are going to say it from a troll aspect.
Right. We ain't going to get into that yet. We ain't going to get into that
but
yet.
But, yeah, we got a lot to say about that later, too. But, yeah, man, it's been a lot, man. We're about to hit 22,000 subscribers. We were over around 300,000 views. We're like at 310,000 views right now. We're at, I think it's about 500,000 impressions. Our biggest episode, 60K. We haven't gone viral yet, like millions and stuff like that. But I'm not tripping on that. I know that everything's a process and it takes time. So, and I have another business, and I'm almost 10 years in it, and we're still, we still struggle. So we're more stable now, but the struggle's still going to always be there every time you level up. If you don't stay within the struggle, you're not trying to level up. You're trying to stay the same. So we put a lot of money and time into this thing. Doing this once a week is a pain. It's tough. Making sure we have the right guests. We don't want to just bring anybody in. But I feel like with our experience and age, we do have a lot of people that we deal with.
A lot of people want to be a part of podcasts, but then again, you said it's a lot trying to get people in that, have other businesses too, because we target business entrepreneurs also, not just, we do have DNR, dating relationship podcast, but most of the time it's mostly business owners, entrepreneurs, people who have their own businesses, or business. We tend to, I say, back to what I was saying about, people who have something to say about grown men doing podcasts. You're sitting at home on your phone 24 hours a day. Not 24 hours a day, but you're sitting at home.
A lot of people are, though.
Right.
A lot of people
6
are.
to 8 hours a day. Scrolling through your phone doing nothing, you're not being productive anyway. So why don't you find something to do productive? It's crazy how we have multiple businesses and still able to find time, to operate something like this.
Yeah. And it gets a little bit crazier. Like, now that you said that, I was thinking this. So this is how I look at things. You guys are scrolling on your phones for interactions and different things. What we're doing, like you're for entertainment, we're scrolling. Now I'm scrolling on my phone for business. Right. Everything I'm on my phone for when it comes to social media and YouTube is all business now.
Right.
So I don't even look at Instagram, Facebook, any of that stuff the same anymore. So you guys can go ahead and the trolls can be out there talking all their shit. Yeah. But when you're scrolling on your phone, you're just bored. We're scrolling on our phone for money. We're scrolling our phone for business. And that's how I feel like you should try to build everything that you do in life. Try to make money at it for some type of business. Like if you like to do certain things, even for hobbies, why not try to make a business out of it? Like I saw this office and I saw that it was empty. And I said, why can't we make this office make money? I built a studio in here. We started the podcast. Now, same thing with social media. Whatever you do, I feel like you should try to figure out a way to make money in it. It's almost like this. We have so much going on with technology now that I feel like if you can't find a way to make money, you're kind of stupid.
Right.
You're not really trying to hustle.
Right.
And I think that we're putting in that time. Mm-hmm. We're paying our dues. It ain't easy. We'll tell you that right away. It's not easy doing what we're doing. It might look like it's easy talking behind a mic, but it gets exhausting trying to keep up with people and even talking to people about issues that we don't even really know about. And we're learning.
We're unscripted. That's the key. Like, we just come out here just, freestyling it, just talking. Most people have a script and they're not live. We come in here live and uncut, authentic.
That's real right there. A lot of people are scripting. We don't. We just call. But even right now, we had a guest that wasn't able to make it due to a death in the family. I'm sorry to hear about that. Much love goes out to you and your family. But we had a guest come here. And we're like, let's freestyle this. Let's just go in and just do our thing. And this is just me and him, without a guest, without even going over a specific topic. But we know we needed to do this. I know you guys need to start hearing a little bit more from us. So I'm actually real cool with this. But I wanted to ask you two, Ronnie. Yeah. So let's start, because we have so many different genres of episodes. So let's start. Do you want to start like entrepreneurship, DNRs, music entertainment? What out of any one of those episodes, you can pick one of the categories, whatever you want. But out of one of those categories, what do you think you have learned the most from?
Of course, the business entrepreneurship. Definitely. Definitely the business and entrepreneur. We had a lot of people come in here and talk about their experience in life, not just in their business, but how they got started. we heard a lot of deep
Stories.
Definitely.
It's not like you're the only one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I'm not the only one.
That's going through that shit.
Definitely. And a lot of people think business is easy, and they think like, oh, all it takes is a little bit of money and you good. Business is more than just having money. It's a lot of, you still have a real life. I got the experience, the people that were going through a lot of the experience that I've been through. And that's, the struggle of trying to maintain a business, a relationship, a family, and even finding, even myself, and knowing who I am as a man and trying to grow as a man. That's one of the most, it's a lot of people just stop, with just making money. There's other things in life that complete you to becoming a man. It's just not just, hey, I got a job, and I got a family. It's more to it than that, and seeing other people's experiences. And not to say it was a good thing, it was good to understand and to learn that other people are going through the same experiences as me, but also to get strength from them to understand that they can make it, I can make it, and we all can make it. There's some good stuff out there that that people have touched bases on, not just the clips that we put out there. You have to go in and look at the whole episodes. There's some nuggets that's been dropped in those episodes that a lot of people are missing because they're just looking at the reels. But, go in and see people's stories about not just business and entrepreneurship, but about life and their experiences and their families and the growth of where they come from, a lifestyle that they lived when they were younger and who they are now.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I've been like learning a lot about like depicting what I want to be as a person now. Like I'm trying to better me in different areas and figure out each one of those areas to really push hard at. So I feel like I think that's what you got to do. And when you're kind of on camera, you see like, man, I need to stop this, or I should start doing this.
I noticed that about you, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be transparent for a minute. You know me. I'm very authentic, and I noticed that about you. You start calling me and telling me the things that you were seeing. You were looking at yourself, and you were telling me how you saw yourself.
Yeah.
On camera. You know what I mean? And you was like, how did I look? How did I sound? But it wasn't like to look at yourself as, that you were praising yourself or prideful. You knew that something wasn't normal. You know, that you was going through something and you seen something that wasn't right.
Yeah, exactly. I looked, I was like, all right, you know what? Like, I don't drink anymore. I stopped drinking. And I think that was a big part of how we got monetized. Because I put so much work in. After I stopped drinking, we monetized in 3 months. We figured out a lot of stuff that we needed to do. And I really went hard into that. And now I'm looking at other areas. I feel like every single thing that I do, from hobbies to anything, I feel like I need to put way more into it and figure out how to make it not just profitable, but better. So that's what I've been noticing with watching me and watching what we're doing and seeing that there's so much ways to make money and listening to other people's stories and watching other people's podcasts and understanding other people in business. Like, dang, man, that's genius. You know what I mean? So I think that we're starting to see ourselves a little differently. I mean, even with you're even like, your son was telling you, like, hey, you're representing us out there.
Right.
And you were like, oh, I need to switch things up.
I got to clean it up.
Yeah. You're like, you're representing us. And
definitely. He checked me a few times.
Yeah. So how was that for you? Like as a dad and because it wasn't a prideful thing. Like you made it known that, oh, I do need to.
He my best friend, so I understand that I've taught him at a young age that he has a voice. And I'd be stupid to understand that this human being, if I try to shut his voice off and I don't listen to him, especially the people that are the closest to me, and a lot of parents have over the years have cut children's voice off and say, you don't know what you're talking about, or, or they shut their feelings down as if they don't have any feelings. But I always made sure that, I was in tune to them, my daughter and my son, and then make sure that I can hear what they were saying, and they're watching, and as they grew up, I always told them growing up in school that they represent me, so in school, when if they're acting up or they're doing something stupid, the parents, the teachers are not going to look at them first. They're going to look at me. You know what I mean? So I always taught them to make sure that they be the best example, first of themselves, but also of me too, because the teacher going to call me and ask me, what what's going on with your child? Who are you raising? Yeah. So to make a long story short, my son reversed that on me. He said, you know what, sometimes you letting them people get you out of your character, and you getting too aggressive. And when he told me that, I said, you're right. He said, you got to be careful, because that's not who you want to portray yourself as. Because
we're fathers on here too.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's crazy because you start thinking, man, I can't be doing all that being a father.
But I'm real passionate and aggressive about certain things, especially about relationship stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because, I do that for a living also.
Yeah, and that's what we wanted to tell the audience a little bit. I feel like we need to tell them, because you do get a lot of these people saying to us, I don't like hearing people speak about something that they don't have an actual experience in, like they're like a psychologist or something like that. We got a lot of love for the doctor that came in here.
Definitely.
But the thing is, Ronnie does have a lot of experience in that.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell the audience what you do?
For sure. I have 14 years of experience in therapy, counseling, young adults, marriage counseling, kids counseling. I guarantee you, I always tell people, go to your average Kaiser, whatever your Medi-Cal or whatever you have, go to them first. Not to brag, I'm just being honest. I'm a different beast when I sit down in front of you. So if you need some help with your marriage or, premarital or, just counseling, period, therapy or whatever, I'm a different beast when you sit down in front of me. So I always tell you go to your own therapist, to your pastors, go to whoever you need to go to first. You always come to me second or last, and you're gonna see a big difference in what I have to say concerning relationships and spend in humanity and reality. I don't go by a certain book. I just give you the realness. But yeah, I've been doing it for about 14 years now. You can always email me at law_lot@yahoo.com. Yeah.
And you got to remember too, like we have experience in other things. Like you might not agree with everything we say,
right,
but we got experience in smashing. So I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? It's not like we were out there getting a lot of girls. We understand a lot of the female nature. I don't need to be a psychologist, because even when we were talking, he was like, man, you got a lot of information too.
Hell
say
yeah, for sure.
And so I was married, but obviously I'm divorced now. So I'm not going to say I'm an expert at marriage, but I'm an expert at smashing. So when you guys want to talk shit, there that is. So I don't think that they need to be saying any of that stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? And at the same time, this is a podcast. We ain't talking about being experts at anything, but we're telling you our experience in our journey, and it's not like we're not successful at some area. So we have businesses. We've had successful relationships. We've had a lot of different. I mean, I'm not going to speak for myself.
Go.
We had a lot of different women, so it's not like it's not something we don't know. So I've heard this from specific people. That's why I'm saying this.
Yeah.
So
sit down with me for sure. 1-on-1, I dare you.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you guys don't know.
Whoever said anything about relationship, you think you're a beast, doctor or whatever you is, sit down with me 1-on-1. But we ain't got to go cameras or nothing. I guarantee you, I'll change your life too, for sure, 100%. Yes.
So
I also do marriage counseling. I mean, I also do. I'm licensed to marry, and do funerals and everything. So
yeah. So all you trolls, when you die, he'll be speaking.
I could do your funerals. I could do your weddings. So that's another business that I have, but we don't want to talk too much about that. So
I want to ask you, Ronnie, for the experience that you've had so far doing this podcast, where would you want to see yourself go with the podcast, with this platform that we have? Where do you see yourself going, and where do you see yourself doing? Like maybe inspiring people or building businesses. It could be anything. But what would you see yourself doing?
I don't know, man. Like, you already know the story. When I first got into this, I was supporting your dream. You know what I mean? This has, podcast. I've always been a public speaker. I preach and teach, minister, in religion for a while. I always been out, public speaking. Mm-hmm. But I never did think that, I never did desire to where it's like this was be my like, oh my God, we just, out there doing motivational speaking. It's always a possibility. Uh-huh. But now that I see the opportunity, of course, it's like, dang, this thing can go a long way because media is everything in the world right now. Mm-hmm. Everything is a motion picture. If you do something outside of a building or wherever you're at a park, somebody might catch you on camera and you might go viral. Yeah. And it's not all just about going viral. It's also about, I do, relationship and therapy and counseling. So why not, mm-hmm. Get out there and be able to help people. Yeah. So I've seen that. It's an opportunity.
And it's not always fun. This isn't always fun. Even in here, like, it's work. When you speak to certain people, we got to be on our A game. Right. And it gets difficult because I'm thinking, okay, is the sound good? You're thinking so many different things. Are we getting everything right? Is everything good? At the same time, focusing on what the person's saying and trying to bring something out of them. Because we've had some people in here that I think if we weren't who we were, mm-hmm. They would have been pretty bland.
Right, definitely. We had to bring the life. Most people we do, because when they get here, they're very nervous. Mm-hmm. They very and you have how you feel? Because we've asked people, how do you feel? Some people it's few that says, I'm good. Yeah. But most people kind of nervous, and then we tell them hey, this is gonna be the best experience you ever had in your life.
Yeah, and we've been told that even by people that have been on other big podcasts. Right. So I think that it's really, I'm not sitting there this ain't bragging to me. It's just that me and Ryan know how to speak to people and really bring things out of people. And I don't know, that's literally the reason I wanted Ronnie to do this with me, because I knew that we can reach people. A lot of other people that we can bring on here, there could be, a lot of other people help with other things, but we want to get in deep to somebody.
And they say great things too. No disrespect for the people that come on. Uh-huh. They go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So go ahead. Say.
You was about to say that, that a lot of people, they come on here and they say, deep things, but we have to bring things out of mm-hmm. people, and a lot of people are not good at that. Yeah. And paying attention, and most people just want to talk. Uh-huh. And in a podcast, and this is for people who's trying to start podcasts also, you can't just talk. You have to see how he's tuned in and he's listening to me because he's getting ready to respond to something that I'm about to say. So he's tuning in to see what he's about to say, not just getting ready to talk. He's going off of what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people come in here and they say great things, but it's in a podcast. You have to have a balance, and a lot of people want to be seen. Oh, let me be seen. It's not just about being seen. It's about also getting that good, content or that good moment of listening to build a content.
Yeah, and see, I like that because I was a listener for the hustle, or a listener for, or let's just put it this: I heard people talk. this is doing the podcast. I finally started to listen. I had, and I think people need to hear this too. A lot of people. So I had a boss that I used to work for, and every time like we did something wrong in the shop or something, he would come at me because I had to have a meeting with him. He was the owner of the company. I had to have a meeting with him every morning. And anytime he had something to say, like, hey, I didn't like that this happened, so I spit stuff out, I'd be like ready to spit fire back. Like, oh no, it's because of this or that. Like I always had something. And he was like, Jacob, and he said it real calm. I'll never forget it. He's like, Jacob, I want you to listen to me. You're always ready to fire back. So I know that you're thinking about what you're going to say instead of listening to me. So I want you to not think about what you're going to tell me. I want you to listen to what I'm saying. And I got mad. I was like, whatever, man. Like, you're trying to tell me this, but this is your bad, you know? But I went back to the shop, and I remember thinking about that for a while. Like, damn, I do that shit. You know what I mean? Like, and that's something people need to realize, too. You need to realize your weaknesses, your faults. Because if you just think that you're just a badass and you know everything, you're already a fool. So I started thinking about that a lot when I was in business, and I kind of lost track of that until the podcast. And then when we started the podcast, I had to listen to these people. And I started thinking, this isn't all about me. This is about people. Because you were saying stuff too, like when we were talking about a lot of things, you were saying a lot of things to these people that was bringing things out of people. And I saw it coming out, like people, because this is almost like therapy. Like one of the baddest episodes that I saw us do was with Sam. Mm-hmm. And I saw, because we don't talk, like, we talk with passion, right, but not about like feelings shit. Right. We always just like, you know what I'm saying? Right. We never did that before the podcast. Right. We would just talk about like other shit, unless we had like some crazy shit going on with us, and we did talk about certain things, but most time it wasn't like that. Right. And when I heard you talking about Sam, and I heard about Sam's dad and how he was like your pops and everything, that like, I was like, man, this is something that's bigger than I can even imagine now. Right. Like this can be like almost like a therapy session for people. Definitely. You know, and people come to us and say, "Man, I had my my best time when I was doing your podcast. I had like a freedom in there to speak." Yeah, I've heard that. My safest place was at your podcast, yes, and I'm like, "Damn."
That was and we've had some very yes, go ahead.
Some crazy stuff, man. Being said that, and I think that people really need to realize that, and you can't, and I don't know how to explain it, because I guess we don't talk like this. We talk a little bit more like this outside of this, but it's mostly in here. Right. It's where all the stuff goes down. Right. And don't you feel like a form of release after this? Definitely. Like okay, cool. Like you're getting a lot out, right?
It's a at that point where sometimes you have safe place moments. Mm-hmm. You know, in these safe place moments, you got to remember where they were. You know what I mean? Remember where that happiness was, or remember where that feeling was. A lot of people think that, you know, happiness, you know, is, and I've been talking about this lately, and since we're talking about the presence, where your energy is, as they say, you know, a lot of times, you know, people say, "Oh, I want to be happy. I want to be happy." A lot of people don't even know what true happiness is. They be like, "Oh, I want to be happy. I want my nails done, my hair did, and my hair done, and a massage." Like, you can't even get that every day. You know what I mean? So you be like, "What makes you happy?" And they say stupid stuff like that. "Oh, I want to go on travel. I want to travel." You know, to me, that's like, what the fuck are we talking about? Excuse my language. Like, that makes you happy? Like, okay, those things are moment things. Like, those things are things that you have, you know, not every month. You know, some people don't get their hair done every month. Some people do, you know what I mean? But, like, we're talking about what truly makes you happy, you know? And we're in a space to where we come and then we get to release, you know, some dopamine of different feeling that we don't get when we out in the world.
Yeah, and that's real. And I think that that it's changing a lot of our mindset. Mm-hmm. before we get off that topic, because I have something I want to say about that too, but the happiness thing, right? Mm-hmm. So I wanted to dive into that. At the same time, it's almost like
this is huge for me because I got a lot to say about happiness.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So me and the way I am, I don't really think that people are going to be happy all the time. Mm-hmm. I think people shouldn't be searching fully for happiness. I think people need to be searching for peace, mm-hmm. and that's peace. Peace is it's what I've been finding out. What peace is the people around you.
Right.
So if people are not giving you peace, any type of drama, toxic stuff going around you, you need to eliminate that from your life. And if you work with them and you really can't get away from them, because you got to see them at certain points, you need to learn how to deal with them differently. But the thing is, you have to remove that from your mindset, because I have literally, swear, dude, I have not been at the peace that I'm at right now in like probably 14, 15 years, man. I have not felt the peace that I've been feeling in my life since I've been since I even a little before I stopped drinking. I was starting to feel this peace. I didn't want no toxic stuff around me anymore, no more drama.
But drinking didn't help a lot.
Help a lot for sure. And that's the reason I stopped drinking. It's like, why am I doing this now? I'm like, there's no reason. I was drinking.
And that authenticity, that people need to hear that. Like, for real. Like, you start getting, and I believe, because I've seen the difference. You know what I mean? Because I've watched you the last 10 years.
And you're like me, you watch.
Yeah,
so you can see.
I've watched.
We see with different eyes.
And at the end of the day, a lot of me just in reality said, how long is it going to last? Just like everybody else. Because I watched you be a dirtbag, and you still have that part, a little part of you.
I actually still want to be one, but it's like I'm fighting myself. But I seen the dirtbagness, chill. You know what I mean? And that's when you get at your greatness, because people think, and I'm gonna say this in the camera. People think that they can be great in business and great as a human being and great in relationship being an alcoholic. You're going to fail no matter how much money you have. You're going to fail. Put the bottle down, put the alcoholism down. Stop drinking, calm down, get your business, get your home, get your life, get your relationship in order. It's going to change you. It'll bring you peace. Yeah, he's right. The hardest thing about the whole stopping the drink thing, the hardest thing is to decide. Deciding, because actually when you finally decide, like you fully truly decide to stop drinking, it's easy after that. But it's the decision to stop drinking that is the hardest part, because I was fighting myself, like I like drinking because I can go to the bar. I'm single, so I go to the bar. I talk to some girls at the bar, this and that, all this different stuff. Just like anything that you think that you're going through, like I'll just drink it away. But you're actually just prolonging the issue that you're having. What you need to do is you need to face it. And if you really think about it, that's being a bitch. If you're trying to like drown it with whatever drugs, alcohol. I mean, I was doing all kinds of shit. I'll be straight out. I was doing all kinds of shit, and I stopped everything. I don't do none of it no more. So you have to make that decision. Once you make the decision, it changes your life, man. I feel so much better about everything I'm doing.
And you saving money too, though.
Oh, a lot of money.
And you told me that like 3 times already. Like and I felt great about that, because at the end of the day, and no disrespect to you, but and I said something about business and doing business with alcoholics. I'm not saying that people who drink, you could be cordial with it, because I mean I have a drink every now and then. I just don't. I don't have one every day. I don't have one every week. I can go weeks without it. I just don't need it like that. But at the end of the day, and I'm not bragging, I'm saying, but when you're a true alcoholic and you think shit is going to work out right, you think you're going to have peace in your life, you think you're going to have peace in a relationship, it don't work like that. It's not going to work in business. You're going to fuck people over.
and you get drunk, you ruin your relationships with everybody because you don't even know what you did some of the time either. But not even just that, all the people in the world that are really making a difference and doing things, they don't drink, they don't do drugs, they don't do none of that stuff. They can control themselves. Me, I'm one of those people that have to go take things to the extreme, whether it's business or whatever. So when I'm drinking, I'm taking that shit to the extreme.
Yeah, you was going hard.
Yeah, so
all the way hard, 100 hard.
So I had to figure out, okay, you know what? It's time to stop that. And I really think if you are trying to run a business or trying to start a business or trying to do anything in life and really be successful at it, drinking and doing drugs is not going to work out for you. And I see a lot of people now, like friends, they're drowning themselves in that because they don't want to face reality. They don't want to face what they do in life, and they're not going to. They're gonna. I really can look at them and I think, man, they're 10 years from now, they're probably gonna be doing the exact same thing.
I mean, because look at. I mean, I'm gonna tell a part of what I've watched and what I've grown for, and what I've learned from even the mistakes that I've watched from you make. You know, and thank God that you're still in business. You know, you guys were making shitload of money, and you know when you was making money, you were partying a lot, and when you was partying, you're spending a lot of money and not knowing what else was going on. So people that are, you know, doing that drinking and partying, they thinking like, oh, we're going to make that money. We're going to make that money, make that money. And then life hits. You know what I mean?
You're not going to be blessed. You're trying you're trying to bend the fabric of reality.
Right.
You're trying, like, I really do believe in what you reap is what you sow. The reason I say that is because you're really... If you're gonna reap it later on, and you might not even see that for 10 years, but just some point in life, you can't bend the fabric of reality and think that you're not gonna suffer for it later.
You're gonna lose something.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be something detrimental.
Yeah.
You're gonna either lose your business, you're gonna lose your life, and I'm not saying physical life. You're gonna lose your mind, meaning shit start, you know, sinking. The ship start sinking, you know, when you start thinking that you can just operate life as an addict.
And think about it too, like if you're drinking and you're like, oh, I can drink, who gives a shit? You just keep saying that kind of shit, but then really think about why you're drinking. Think about it. Can you really stop? Try and see what happens. So if you think that it has a hold of you or anything has a hold of you, any type of addiction, whatever, you should cut it. If you can't cut it, then you know that you're weak in that area. So you got to fix that. And I think that's a big deal. Like that's a huge
I'm licensed therapist, counselor to help you out with all your
$50,000 an hour.
All your addiction needs, seriously. I'm able to help.
What? So I want to ask you another question then. Mm-hmm. What have you learned from dealing with the girls from the DNR episodes? What have you learned?
Wow! And you want me to be honest?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I met a few authentic ones. You know, maybe I said a few, maybe like one or two. Mm-hmm. That was just straight authentic. You know, and meaning when you authentic, you actually listen also. Authentic people listen to hear, you know, not just to speak, to respond. They actually, you know, listen to hear and then respond. But I learned that, and you want me to be honest, a lot of women are the same, just like men are the same. You know, a lot of women say one thing and they are someone else. Mm-hmm. You know, and not to disrespect any of the women that came on here, but you know, you could tell like who is authentic and who not, especially when you leave this place.
Yeah, because you already know, like, I ain't fucking with that one. You know what I mean? Like, damn, it gets to that point, though. Like,
what was your experience like? Like, what do you think?
I think most bitches are crazy, and it's gonna be hard to find a good girl. Like, I'm not in a rush to find a good girl. Like, how I look at it it's kind of a trip, right? I wanted to talk about what you said about this part of that too.
Go ahead.
You know how we sit and talk to these people, and we learn a lot. And it almost like it's a release. Well, sitting down and talking to these women is almost the same thing.
That's what
like
I'm saying.
it's a release. Like,
Right.
damn, like okay, like I'm gonna be honest. Me and a lot of my friends, a lot of people that I know, our whole lives, we've gotten ass. We that was like the motive of wherever we went, drink and get some ass. Like that's just the motive, right? That's where.
Wait. Hold on.
Most. I said most.
Okay.
I said most.
Wait a minute. Okay.
But you know that too. Most people that we know,
for sure.
and there's some people that we know that's literally their only motive.
Right.
That is what they live for is drinking and ass.
Right.
We're not gonna say no names.
I had a group. I'm gonna tell you. You know, and I'm gonna speak for myself, for the people that's watching. I was the one that go to get the girls and bring them back them. And they be like, where'd the friend go? Where'd the guy go who brought all the girls? Who brought us over here? I'll be ducked off somewhere else.
But since I've been doing this podcast, I'm not thinking of women the same anymore. Like I'm not really like, I'm kind of pushing them away. Like I don't really need them around me. Like I feel like almost like talking to them is I don't know if that's the only issue because I'm not drinking. I look at people differently. I'm in a different state of mind, a different state of peace. But I'm not going after women like that. I'm actually fine with just having a good time with them and kind of just talking and kind of
just hanging out.
Yeah, I feel and before I was like, I'm on a mission. I gotta kick that ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, if I get the ass, cool.
Right.
You know, if I and some of them, I'm pushing them off. I mean,
Right.
I know you see some of that sometimes.
Right.
I'm like, no, I don't want you,
Right.
because there's so much I really do feel like whatever baggage that woman has, like those demons she's fighting, when you smash, I feel like that those demons get put on you in a sense, like their energy is like put onto you, and I really I've seen something like that for biblical. But I really do believe it. So I'm afraid to smash certain girls now that I'm sober.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to smash that. Right. That girl looks like she has problems. I don't want that shit on me.
And I like the way you said you've seen it in biblical. Biblical wise, they would say, well, that person has a spirit or a demon on them or something like that. And then in this new era, this new world, they would say energy.
Yeah.
And I like that word energy better because I don't believe that people just walking around with demons and devils on them and shit like that.
Well, when I mean is demons, I mean like the demons are fighting inside.
Right. Inside.
Like they're.
You know how I understand that for sure.
We know how some of these girls have so much shit going on in their minds, like they don't even know what the fuck they want.
Right.
And they're so damaged and hurt and all that stuff. I'm like, don't put that on me. Don't even touch me. I almost feel like now, you know, I mean, I don't even want them touching me.
But why do you think they're damaged and hurt though? Like, just be honest.
Well, we're going to be doing a DNR tonight too, so you'll be seeing a lot of shit.
Tap in.
Tap in. But I think a lot of women, okay, let's just start with this age difference, right? Mm-hmm. We'll start the older women, like 30, I'd say 32 and up. Let's go with 32 and up because I've been talking to some 32-year-olds and up. So let's say them. A lot of them are damaged from a lot of the ones that aren't married and that are single, and some of them have kids and all that. A lot of them are damaged because they got damaged by other men in the past. Because either our generation fucked them up, or they fucked up themselves because a lot of dudes were the cheaters back in the day. Just so you guys know, the dudes did most of the cheating. Yes, women cheated, but not like the men did. Now it's different now. The men ran the show on cheating back in the day. So they messed them up a lot, but a lot of them too though are big hoes. Let's just be honest. They're hoes. So a lot of these girls that were hoes think they want to settle down now. Now they want a good guy to take care of them and to be with and travel with, and they want to be a good girl. But I'm not gonna say it's too late, but bitch, it's too late. Like that's the problem. It's too late. These dudes don't want you. You're washed up. you're washed up, you're older. I mean, you don't look the same. And the thing is, like, your pussy been ran through. Why does, and the dude knows that. The dude knows your pussy's been ran through. Why does he want that ass now? Like, maybe he'll take that ass for the night, and you think, oh man, this is gonna be the man of my dreams. No, it's not gonna be the man of your dreams. This dude does not want you. He just wants some ass. It's a dry day. That's it. So, I mean, I think that's a lot of what's really going on. And for the younger women, they're so fucking delusional. But men that are complaining about them too, you guys are just as much as delusional little bitches as they are, because we can still get the fucking young ass bitches that you guys complain about, and we're not getting played by them because we don't give a fuck, you know? Right. And I'm not trying to like brag, but that's the reality of the situation. Like, a lot of these podcasts are trying to teach these guys how not to get played, but these dudes are going to get played regardless. So I look at it as, if you don't know, you need to just really step up your game. Like, yes, they teach build yourself up. A lot of these podcasts teach, build yourself up, go to the gym, do all that. Great, do all that. But you still need to know how the woman mind works. You still need to go out and talk to them and not Instagram them. You know what I mean? You still need to go out and speak to them, and you got to learn how to read people. Like, that's just in anything. So if you don't, like, these people are teaching you all this other stuff, but you really need to practice. Go out there, have conversations with people, talk to people, learn how to read people, because that's why these girls are playing you. You're not reading them. You're not seeing the signs that are clear as day. I mean, you know what's crazy is a lot of these girls are telling them, these dudes, who they are right off the bat. And these dudes are still like, how did she play me? I didn't see this coming. Like, what? How did you not?
Right.
She said it basically straight out to you.
Right.
And you're like, I don't know what happened. So a lot of that is your own fault. So I don't feel bad for these dudes. These dudes need to figure it out. If they're not going to go out, if no one can teach that, reading somebody. Mm-hmm. Nobody can go out and teach that. Right. You have to learn it. You got to get your ass out there. Stop jerking off and playing video games and shit. And get your ass out there and learn. You know? Isn't that real, though? Like they got to get their ass out there.
Stop jerking off playing video games.
I got friends, I'm not going to say names, but I got some ugly ass friends too. And these motherfuckers are smashing baddies. So when you guys are sitting there complaining about you can't get girls, man, I don't see nothing. And
it's crazy how, let me say something.
Yeah,
it's crazy how a man's ego is based off of how many girls he gets.
It is, too.
You know what I mean? Like, you have pride in how many girls you get. Like, you know what I mean? And that's like, damn, that makes you a man. Like, and then they base it, and that's their whole life after that.
I love that. I love it that you're saying that.
You know what I mean? That's their whole life after that. Like, no, I'm not basing my life on how many girls I get. You know what I mean? They was always attracted to me. No, you know what I mean? I don't have to run out, and that's when you know. And it's not bragging. That's when you know you him. You know yeah. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Everybody ain't gonna want me. That's cool.
Ronnie. Yeah. He's almost everybody's cup of tea.
Everybody ain't gonna want me, and that's fine. And I'm cool with that. If you don't like me, that's cool. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be my friend. You ain't got to like my style.
Just
whatever.
drop them drawers.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, there's more that's gonna like me than more that don't. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna stick with the ones that do than the ones that don't. So, and y'all have to stop wondering, like, you know what I mean, putting your whole lives on
in that, yeah,
in that. You know what I mean? Like,
it just comes. It comes with the territory.
Right.
Like we didn't have to build ourselves up. We were just doing this shit from like kindergarten chasing after chicks, you know? So when you start like in high school and on, the girls just naturally come to you.
It should be natural. Like, you shouldn't be down and, you know, be if you're scared, in your feelings because a girl don't like you.
And if you're scared like a little bitch in the corner shivering, that's why they don't fucking want to talk to you, because you're a weirdo. So stop being a weirdo and put off some good vibes or whatever.
But that's crazy how even when it's since we was little, the kids base their status over, you know, the little girls that liked them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So now that you're an adult and you got money, The girls don't like you; they like your money.
Yeah.
But and it shouldn't be that way. You would never have true value, and you would never keep a woman, just off the money. You know what I mean?
And we've been interviewing some girls, and they were telling us, specific girls, I know you remember, but they were telling us that they're really attracted to status. And to me, that's unattractive when a girl tells me they're attracted to status.
Right.
That shit is so unattractive. Like, I looked at that girl and I didn't even want to smash her anymore. Like, I was like, ugh, like, this girl's just weird to me. The thing is a lot of people don't know our status. We don't. I don't tell them I own my own business. I don't tell a lot of girls a lot of things, but when they're attracted to your status and your money, like, we try to roll up, like, chill, relax.
Normal.
We don't let girls know our status and money. I feel like if a girl's gonna roll up on you for that, then that's all you got that's all you have, dude. Like, that's literally your game. And I think that's some weak ass game for you to be like, to really try to get chicks because you're your wallet. I think that's weak ass game. And I can say that because I got my own shit. I got my own business. Right. So people are like, oh man, you're just saying that. No, I got my shit together, right? So your asses are over here just flossing that. That's lame to me. Like, how are you going to be out there flossing that status like you're somebody? That's the only reason they want you. And you're like, oh, I had to build up to be that status. So did I, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, people have to build up, but I'm still not like, hey, like me because my status. No. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't never had to trick or, floss or flex or whatever you guys want to call it, to show to try to get a girl or to make somebody like me.
Yeah, nah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're not even gonna know me really for a while. You know what I mean? You date me or anything like that, you ain't gonna know. You gonna know who I am as a person, but you ain't gonna know too much of what I could do for you. You ain't gonna know too much of what type of businesses I run. Yeah. You ain't gonna know me like that because I need to know. I need to know who you really are.
I feel like I want to give them like a little hidden gem too, like to these dudes that don't know how to talk to girls for nothing. Don't brag about yourself when you go to talk to girls. Have your boys do it for you.
100%.
Like your boys, if your boys ain't doing that for you,
you're not him.
You're not hanging around the wrong. You're hanging around the motherfuckers. Right. Like your boys should be like, hey, so yeah, let them like sneak shit in there. You know what I mean? Like that's just a little gem for a lot of dudes out there because like your boys should be over. Like when you go to the restroom, they'll say some shit for you. You know what I mean? Or they'll try to like throw some shit in there to build you up. Like I do that for so many of my friends. Like build them up so that they look good when they come back. Boom, they already got more in the bag for it. Like don't brag about yourself. You look lame. So if you start bragging about, I seen so many guys do that shit, and the girls are looking at them like motherfuckers. But like I feel like when we were like in our 20s, I feel like a lot of dudes that would brag, girls were like disgusted by that shit. Girls like that shit now. I don't think they so much like it. I think they like, oh, this dude has money, so I'm gonna hook up with them. Right. Because the thing is, they still talk shit about him. They still cheat on him. They do all that shit.
They can get something paid for.
Yeah, they can get something paid for. But when we were growing up, a lot of these girls didn't like that. They would like, look at this fucking lame. They would talk shit to them and everything.
Right. You couldn't pay for nothing like that because they especially if it wasn't your girl.
Yeah.
If that wasn't your girl and you start trying to trick, they're like, I'm not no trick. I ain't no prostitute. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to talk to me. You're gonna have to learn me. Yeah. Now you don't even have to learn a hoe. You know what I mean? Yeah, nothing. I'm just using my French.
You just have to have a nice watch on and buy some drinks. You
have to have some bread. You got some bread. You ready.
They want you to spend money on them. That's all they want. They don't even care if you're broke as long as you're spending your money on them. That's the sad part for these people, man.
I'm going to spend my money because I want to. I'm not going to spend my money because they expect it.
Nah, hell
you ask me for something, you ain't getting shit.
Thank you.
Straight up.
Yeah, if these girls ask me for shit, you will never receive a damn thing.
I'm from
I'm going to make you spend money on me now.
Right.
I'm like, give me some food.
Don't ask me for nothing. I'm a man. I know what the need is because I'm in tune. I pay attention. Yep. I know what a woman needs. I know when it's my time to make sure that she feels appreciated also. But don't ask me. Don't be coming, oh, I need this and I need that. I'm not him. I got that. You know what I mean? But I'm going to respect you more if you just wait till, let me do my job as a man. Make sure that that I'm on top of my stuff, that you don't need to ask.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I'm not, if you have to ask and I'm not doing my job, especially me, it's for a reason. Obviously, you don't deserve it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of women just think they deserve shit.
Yeah, and
You know what I mean? Just because you're a woman, you know what I mean, and you God's gift to human nature don't mean you just deserve shit from me. Go get it from somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She ain't getting it from me.
Nah. At the end of the day, it's
getting that
reciprocation
backbone
also. It's that backbone out. Definitely.
What else you wanted to get into? I know you had some things you wanted to get into.
How long we been going? 55. Yeah, we've been on.
Damn.
Let's get into more about the podcast.
Okay.
We had it was funny, and I hope this troll is watching right now.
Yeah, he is. He's been watching all our shit, shit he was saying.
So, we got this troll or whatever came on, and not understanding that, some people have connections in high places,
Mm-hmm.
and there's people that hack, and to find out who you are eventually.
Well, let's break it down to just a little. So this dude started trolling. He was going after Ronnie specifically, but it made me really, like, you gotta understand, we read people and we understand people. I understood that this dude knew Ronnie somehow, some way. He didn't know him because the shit talking wasn't good. So it was like he knew of him.
Me, yeah.
So I was like, he has to have known somewhere about this guy. So we had some ideas of who it was. We did some little detective work, and it only took like 2 days, and we found out who the fucker was.
Right.
And you address now from there.
Well, I mean, you could still talk about how you guys went back and forth.
Oh, so man, So I don't care about trolls. I feel like you got to have tough skin in this game for this.
And he looked out. I got on. You was already defending.
Yeah. I was talking shit because he was trying to talk shit. I'm like, who the fuck? So I start talking shit. Of course, I want to say this to trolls. I want to say this. You trolls are not important. Obviously, you guys make a fake Instagram. You don't put even a picture up of yourself. So you have I'm going to say some dick shit right now, but you guys are not important. You guys are probably like pieces of shit. Nobody probably knows who the fuck you are. You're probably literally a fucking loser in life. So you make a fake profile with no picture up there, and you talk shit and you troll people. And I told this motherfucker, I said, look, listen, your fake profile is more important than you are, because you are nothing. That's why you had to make a fake profile. Nobody responds to you, I bet. Nobody even talks to you because you're a fucking loser. So and then after that he blocked, because I think I just destroyed him, right? But he brought up even I'm not gonna say, because I feel like more trolls would do that. Right. He brought
Go ahead, say it.
He brought up my son's name.
Right.
And I fucking flipped. I wanted to literally hurt this motherfucker. I was so angry.
And that's what he don't understand.
Wrong motherfuckers.
Even when he looked me in my face. You know what I mean? And he looked me in my face, and I didn't tell you this. And he like, what did I do? You know what I mean? And I'm like, come on, bro. At the end of the day, you're a coward. You know what I mean? And there's no way in the world that you're going to be able to sit there and be like, oh, that's cool. You talking about people, kids. And it's like, bringing people kids. I'm watching you type deal. Like, I've seen you with your kids.
Yeah.
Like, that's a threat, bro. Like,
well, he even tried to say that he was my son's friend, and I don't know which one it is. This is a grown man saying this shit. Like, this guy has to have a little cock to say this kind of shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And he got scared. I called him from the Instagram. I called this dude, kept calling, blowing him up, and he could tell he was getting a little scared because I kept telling him we knew who he was. And we actually didn't. We thought it was somebody else. We found out who it was after.
Right.
And And yeah, but shit's about. I mean, I don't know.
At the end of the
whatever.
day, like At the end of the day, I'm a grown man. You know what I mean? And these little kids, they don't even understand. I'm an OG now. I'm a G now. I ain't even got to put my paws on you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's some people.
You know what? Let's say that. The thing is we already know the deal.
Right.
You know who we are. We physically can't touch you.
Right.
But we got. All I'm gonna say is we have fans.
Right. It's
And,
wild
and it's a dangerous world out there. You know, you got to walk to your car from wherever you're going. You got to walk to your car from your house to the gym to wherever you're going.
Right.
And but man,
just be careful, man.
Be careful out there.
I tell people all the time, be careful who you fuck with because you don't know who you messing with at the end of the day. There's some dangerous people out here that you don't even know.
Yeah, you don't know.
And money talks, bullshit walk. And there's be some wild deals out there.
Think of it like this. If I was to look at something and say, okay, if I beat this dude's ass, right, it might cost me this much money. Okay, why don't I just pay that money to somebody? You know what I'm saying? Instead. It's like I could pay somebody else. You know what I mean? I got to pay that money anyways. And like I said, it's a dangerous world, though. I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to incriminate.
Especially if you get caught.
I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't personally do that. You know what I mean?
It's just like you don't know who you fucking with, especially with people who got money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just be careful, y'all.
But no, what I really want to talk about with that situation is this dude smiled in his face. Like he was a friend of his,
right?
Like he would smile in his face. So you watch out for people
snakes
that act like they like you and they're like fans of yours and they smile in your face.
And snakes,
but yet there's so much dirt going behind them and thinking all this shit about you. They're low key hating. It's just it's bad news, man.
Right.
So you really need to look at that because that shit is bullshit, man. Like, I don't know how you could be a grown man faking that you're cool with somebody. Like, you know what kind of a little bitch you have to be for that? Like, I really think you got to be a little ass bitch to be like that. And it's not even like you're doing like hardcore business where you have to see this person. It's like you're going up to him and kissing his ass and you're a little bitch in reality. Right. You know what I mean? I think that's some sissy ass shit to do. Like, just don't talk to him then.
Right.
But that is some bitch ass shit to do, man.
If you hate her, just don't talk to me. Like, I see haters all the time. Especially in the gym.
And then you won't get tripped in the street, you know, like and bump your head on the curb or something.
Right. And they gotta watch your back and shit, huh? But at the end of the day, I see haters all the time, you know, and you know they smirk or whatever. Like, that's nothing to me. At the end of the day, like, I'm on a whole different level. You know what I mean? I welcome the haters.
Yeah.
You know, the haters just make me rich.
Well, I just was going to let people know, too, like, I'm not going to even taking these trolls seriously anymore. Like, that was the last. I was like, that's the last. Because I was mad. Don't get me wrong. I was angry.
I mean, once he put your children in your mouth, in his mouth, that's like a different story.
You're a coward for that, man.
Yeah.
Like a true fucking coward. And man, like you. And the thing is you ain't gonna do shit because you're a pussy. So I mean, that's in reality, that's what it really comes down to. All you trolls, though. I mean, there's a lot of you guys out there that we get little messages from. Man, you guys are such sissies, man. I can't even believe it. But I'm not gonna. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clown you guys a little bit, and I'm just gonna cut you. If you guys say you go a little too far, I'm just gonna block you guys. But I'm gonna keep letting you guys say your things. 'Cause I can out clown you trolls. You guys are just whack, man. You guys just want to get personal.
But we know already a person that makes up a fake profile
got no balls.
And well, yeah, they ain't got no balls for sure. But at the end of the day, they're going through some mental issues in their life also. You know, because if you have to, you know, out of your whole day. And I guarantee you don't know me like that, you know, and you calling out the wrong one for sure.
Well, the problem is they're going to go through more mental issues because their brain's going to be rocked up.
But at the
you're going to be drinking out of a sippy cup.
Like you calling that you coming at the person that's been through the gutter though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's, you know, and for one, you're not going to move me by what you say to me. At the end of the day. You know, if you did, like Jacob said, have some balls, you can always come talk to me if you got a problem with me. But what got me the most was you had to make a fake profile. That what got me the most. Like,
what kind of man are you?
Yeah, like.
And you know what's funny is I don't think they think anything's wrong with that.
Right.
I really think that they don't understand what a bitch they are.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they really like, well, fine. So what? You know, like, I'm a bitch. Like, you are a bitch, dude. Like, you couldn't even face them. You know what I mean?
And
like,
they wonder why, like, the mental issues they go through, you know, instead of like, hey, how can you help me?
Yeah.
Instead of like, you guys doing something cool, you know what I mean? You know, you guys talk about business and entrepreneurship. You talk about relationship. You know, how can you help me? You know, but the cowardness in men, or the haters in people, you know, they don't want to get in where they fit in. You know, they want to see how they can, you know, make themselves even look more stupider.
Yeah.
You know, because I need to come up. If somebody is doing something to where, you know, I need to get in where I fit in, how do I get the money like them? How, you know, you guys talk about all this business and all this entrepreneurship. How I get the bread like y'all? You know, you talking about, you know, a person that don't even know me trying to pull my card. You know what I mean? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, line them up. Sit down. Let's talk. You know what I mean? What card you trying to pull? What I got to prove to you? I don't have to have anything to prove to anybody, because I'd rather people not know who the fuck I am, really, to be honest, or what I have. Mm-hmm. You can know who I am because a lot of people already know who I am. But what I have, you know, is that's private. You don't need to know what I have anyway. Yeah. You know, you're trying to pull my card on what I have. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
We got a little dark in here, huh? But it's cool.
Right. That's all good.
I know.
But look, that's toxic people. We can talk about toxic people, like even just like in toxic relationships.
Well, yeah, exactly. And you gotta look. You gotta watch out for those people. You got to keep your eyes open for those people. And look how easy it was for us to find out who this guy was. It was like,
right.
We ended up finding out who he was.
Right.
It's crazy, man. That's how stupid you are, too, that we were able to find out who you were, you idiot.
Right. But that's the part about being a man, though. A lot of times, and that's why I'm more on with the women about being a man. You know, when a woman's like, "Oh, men are not men," and I'm like, "Damn, you're right."
They're so right.
You know, I'm not gonna deny that.
So when you got a lot of these podcasts talking about, you know, these women and all that, but it all starts with the men. The men's letting these women be like that, and that's the issue. These men need to step up and stop being sissies and acting like they're the women. But the
women
are sassy as hell. You know what I mean? So
it's like people that have their own definition of what being a man is. It's like, you know, every part of responsibility is being a man. Yeah. Everything that you think about having a responsibility over, or something that you have to do or take responsibility for, that's what you consider being a man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Are we going to fail as men? Yes, we're going to fail as men. But a lot of people are failing and staying, you know, becoming more of losers. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because, I failed, I can't do it. You know, I can't become better. I can't become a better man. You know, and I believe that in business, you know, we were talking about being business owners and being entrepreneurs. That's when you got to show yourself as a man the most. Yeah. You know, because people think that, you know, it's easy making the right decision. You know what I mean? Even in becoming a man in business, making the right decisions are not always easy. Yeah, you always have to make a decision because the business has to go forward. You know, but in business, it's not always, you know, I got the money, I can make the right decision because I got the money. Yeah. Because that decision can hurt you 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line, that decision that you made, you know, 10 years ago. Yeah. But we already went over. Oh. And we have the DNR coming on. We probably won't start right at 7 because these girls are always late. But yeah, man, we're gonna be back though in a little bit. Mm-hmm. We want to do our closeout. Yeah, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, you know what? Thank you. Yeah, let's do that a little bit. Thank you for everything that you guys have done when it comes to watching us and helping us grow, and all the people that have been involved. Diamond Studio, man, you guys listening to our bullshit too. Yeah, that's key. You know, because like we said, we just shooting the shit though, for real. To be honest, I mean, we could come on here and give you and make a script and make some content and read off a board and shit like that, but
That's not us.
that's not us. And 2 or 3 years, you know, if we continue to do this, we'll be beast freestylers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people are like, damn, they just coming off the dome.
We went balls out, and we're like, you know what? Let's just go. I remember Shotty. Shout out to Shotty, Diamond Studios. He was like, hey. I can go live, and we kind of looked at each other, remember? And we're like, hey, let's just do it then.
Right.
And we did it, and we did it. We handled it.
I didn't want to do that shit. I ain't even gonna lie.
Oh, you did it?
No.
Oh,
I didn't
damn.
ever tell you. I was like, fuck it. You know, I never was like, oh my God, I'm excited about going live. You know how that shit is? Like, you talking about, and I'm gonna speak for myself, an uneducated man coming on here, you know, ain't got no goddamn doctors and shit degrees. You know, I am licensed, you know, for those who are watching. But at the end of the day, you know, you trying to come up here and sound, you know, elegant and shit like a lot of people, you know.
We don't want to sound elegant.
No,
though.
we just who we are at the end of the day. So we're not on here scripted. And I was like in the beginning, like, hell no, I don't want to come on here. And we not cut out some of the dumb shit I'm about to say. You know, I can't cut it off. You talking about we just going to be live and that's it, you know?
But then we watch ourselves and we see, you know, the changes we got to make in ourselves. So that's good. You know, we try to speak better, and it will. We'll progress. We'll keep.
Time would tell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we said, we ain't trying to act like, you know, that we went to Harvard like some of these other people and things like that. You know, our life experience is from, like we said, experience.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't, you know, no book had to teach us. You know, like I said, anybody out there that question anything that I gotta say or anything that I believe in, sit down with me, have a real conversation with me, us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And when we get enough people watching on chat and stuff, we'll start doing call-ins too, because we really want to hear what people got to say.
Right.
But you just keep watching us. We're not gonna stop. We ain't going anywhere. We're still gonna film every Tuesday, and hopefully, when things get really picking up more, we're gonna film more. But thanks for watching. We're here to shed the sheep. Let's do our thing.
House of a Bass. I'm Ronnie Adams.
I'm Jacob Casas. Shed the sheep. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are out.
Out of here.